Authority and institutional trust. Who taught you to trust, and who taught you to doubt? Some people instinctively comply. Some instinctively question. Some trust systems until proven wrong. Some assume corruption until proven otherwise. You may think your stance toward authority is personality. It is often imprint. Your relationship with power, government, police, corporations, schools, media, was not formed in isolation. It was shaped by national history, collective memory, and repeated social signals. Authority is not neutral. It is interpreted. And interpretation becomes nervous system response. The mechanism, how power enters the body. Authority does not just exist in laws and buildings. It exists in how your body reacts when someone in power speaks. Do you relax, or do you tighten? Do you assume protection, or do you anticipate betrayal? Trust in institutions is not purely intellectual. It is emotional and physiological. Recent global trust data, Edelman Trust Barometer 2025 to 2026, shows dramatic divergence across nations. High trust in centralized systems in countries like China and the UAE. Declining trust in institutions across parts of the United States, United Kingdom, and Germany. Polarization in democratic societies has eroded shared narratives. Trust is not simply about corruption levels. It is about perceived stability, fairness, and consistency. And the nervous system encodes consistency as safety. China. Stability through central authority. In contemporary China, surveys consistently show relatively high levels of trust in central government compared to many Western democracies. This is not accidental. China's 20th century was marked by upheaval, war, revolution, famine, ideological campaigns. Stability became sacred. The state became architect of order. Economic growth over recent decades reinforced the narrative. Central authority delivers prosperity. When authority is associated with rapid development and rising living standards, loyalty strengthens. The nervous system learns, authority equals stability. Dissent may feel destabilizing. In such environments, compliance is not merely obedience. It is risk management. This produces cohesion. It also reduces visible rebellion. But high trust can create blind spots. When authority is assumed protective, critical questioning may weaken. Information asymmetry may persist. Trust without accountability risks overreach. Still, for many citizens, trust feels rational, because chaos memory lingers. The United States. Polarization and fragmented trust. The United States once maintained relatively high institutional trust. But polarization has altered the landscape. Trust in media, government, corporations, and even scientific institutions has fractured along political lines. Information ecosystems are fragmented. Competing narratives coexist. Authority is no longer singular. It is partisan. The nervous system in polarized environments learns. Authority depends on affiliation. Trust becomes conditional. If institutions appear inconsistent or politicized, skepticism grows. Skepticism can be healthy. But chronic distrust erodes social cohesion. When citizens distrust elections, courts, or media, collective stability weakens. The psychological cost is subtle but real. Hypervigilance toward institutional betrayal increases stress. Civic engagement becomes adversarial rather than collaborative. The nervous system remains alert. Because power feels unstable. The United Kingdom. Class memory and elite skepticism. The UK presents a different authority imprint. Centuries of class stratification shaped attitudes toward power. Monarchy, aristocracy, entrenched institutions. Authority in Britain carries historical weight. There is respect. There is also skepticism. Class memory lingers. Elites are often viewed with suspicion. The Brexit era amplified distrust in political leadership and media narratives. Yet British culture still values institutional continuity. The monarchy remains symbolically stable. The nervous system learns a dual message. Authority is enduring, but elites may not represent you. This produces understated skepticism. Compliance is often pragmatic rather than enthusiastic. Rebellion is subtle rather than explosive. Authority is tolerated but not worshipped. Australia. Anti-elitism and the tall poppy. Australia's relationship with authority is shaped by egalitarian ethos. The tall poppy syndrome discourages overt status elevation. Leaders are expected to remain approachable. Authority figures are addressed casually. This creates low power distance, a flattening of hierarchy. Trust is pragmatic. Institutions are respected but not revered. The nervous system learns. Authority is functional, not sacred. Questioning is acceptable, but overt rebellion is rare. This fosters balance. Yet anti-elitism can sometimes undermine visionary leadership. High skepticism toward expertise may surface in certain debates. Authority is trusted until it appears arrogant. Germany, accountability after catastrophe. Germany's relationship with authority is deeply influenced by its 20th century history. After the horrors of Nazi dictatorship, post-war Germany embedded accountability mechanisms into governance. Education includes explicit confrontation with historical crimes. Institutional transparency became priority. Trust is cautious. Authority is respected, but scrutinized. The nervous system learns. Authority must be monitored. Blind obedience is dangerous. This produces high civic awareness. It also produces guarded trust. Germany demonstrates that high institutional trust does not require naivety. It can be paired with accountability. Trust versus skepticism. The trade-off. High trust societies benefit from efficient policy implementation, lower polarization, coordinated crisis response. But risk, reduced dissent, over-concentration of power. Low-trust societies benefit from critical questioning, checks and balances, active civic engagement. But risk, cynicism, paralysis, fragmentation. Trust and skepticism are not moral positions. They are calibrations. And calibrations are shaped by experience. Compliance versus rebellion. Your stance toward authority influences behavior in subtle ways. Do you comply quickly with rules? Or do you instinctively challenge them? In high-trust societies, compliance is often voluntary and smooth. In low-trust societies, compliance may feel coerced or conditional. Chronic distrust can foster rebellious identity. Chronic compliance can foster dependency. Neither extreme fosters sovereignty. Sovereignty requires discernment. Trust where justified. Question where necessary. Civic engagement. Institutional trust shapes civic participation. In high-trust societies, citizens may engage constructively with governance. In low-trust societies, engagement may take adversarial forms. When trust collapses, apathy can follow. If nothing feels legitimate, participation feels futile. The nervous system shifts from engagement to withdrawal. This erosion affects social fabric. Because collective systems rely on shared belief, relational spillover. Authority imprint does not stay political, it spills into personal relationships. If you grew up distrusting institutions, you may struggle to trust leaders at work. If you grew up equating authority with protection, you may defer excessively. If you internalized skepticism, you may struggle with intimacy, expecting betrayal. Institutional trust influences interpersonal trust, because power dynamics echo across contexts. The neuroscience of trust. Trust reduces stress. When you believe systems are predictable and fair, cortisol decreases. Uncertainty elevates threat response. Oxytocin plays a role in social bonding and trust. Repeated betrayal reduces willingness to extend trust. Societies with chronic institutional failure wire defensive vigilance. Societies with stable institutions wire relaxation. Your baseline response to authority is not random. It is learned. Trust inventory exercise. To map your imprint, rate your trust, 1 to 5. In the following: government, media, corporations, legal system, police, educational institutions, healthcare system. Now ask, where did these ratings originate? Personal experience? Family narrative? National history? Media exposure? Are your responses proportional or inherited? Would someone from a different country rate these differently? Why? The provocative truth. You may not be rebellious. You may be culturally skeptical. You may not be obedient. You may be stability trained. You may not be apolitical. You may be distrust fatigued. You may not be naive. You may simply come from a high-trust environment. Authority imprint hides in plain sight, because questioning power feels ideological. But understanding your nervous system's response to power is psychological. And until you recognize it, you will confuse conditioning with conviction. Toward psychological sovereignty, authority is necessary. Institutions organize society. But blind trust and blind distrust are equally limiting. Sovereignty means trusting without surrendering discernment, questioning without default cynicism, participating without hostility, recognizing that your instinctive stance toward power may not be fully yours. It may be inherited. Closing reflection. Ask yourself, when I hear the word government, what emotion arises first? When a leader speaks, does my body relax or tighten? When institutions fail, do I feel shocked or unsurprised? These reactions are not random. They are imprinted. In the next chapter, we turn to digital narrative shaping, because in the modern era, authority is no longer only embodied in leaders and laws. It is encoded in algorithms. And the stories you are fed daily may shape your trust more than any constitution ever did. But before we examine digital systems, sit with this. Who taught you whether power is safe? And are you still living by that lesson, even if the context has changed? Awareness is not rebellion, it is calibration. And calibration is freedom.